Well, hello there, fellow geeks and geekettes, and welcome to the news with Psycho Seb. Now, I have to admit that this news isn't that new. It has been all over the internet for at least 2 weeks, but I think that it will stay relevant for some time. Now, it concerns Sam Raimi being involved in, or rather very likely directing, the Doctor Strange sequel, which would be called The Multiverse of Madness. Now, let me tell you why I think it is the perfect choice to pick Sam Raimi to direct Doctor Strange, for one simple reason. Yes, people know him a lot for directing the Spider-Man trilogy, the first Spider-Man trilogy, which I think that the first two Spider-Man films are the best Spider-Man films ever made, with Tobey Maguire, screw Andrew Garfield, and I'm sorry, the young guy, Tom Holland is his name? I think so. The first two Spider-Man films are the best Spider-Man films in my opinion. But for this reason, one of the best horror movies ever made. And for these reasons, these are only chick copies. So that's why the chick writing, right? Evil Dead 2 and The Army of Darkness. The Evil Dead trilogy by Sam Raimi. One of the best films ever made in the history of movie making. Now, Sam Raimi is a master in combining genres, combining techniques, combining different aspects and things. Especially in The Army of Darkness. He combined the horror genre, the fantasy genre, with comedy. And it is well known about Sam Raimi that his Evil Dead trilogy is more of a horror comedy than being just a pure horror, which I think is perfect for Doctor Strange, this sort of combination. So and it of course has been postponed to some later dates for the obvious reasons, the worldwide pandemic reasons. But if Sam Raimi really is allowed and decides to direct Doctor Strange, and if Marvel allows him to be just at least a little bit free as far as his directing goes, I think that if he combines the obvious fantasy aspect of the character of Doctor Strange with the overall feeling and atmosphere of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and if he manages to sneak a little bit of horror into the film, which I think will be only appropriate, I think that it is very probable and very likely that we will get one of the best Marvel Cinematic Universe movies ever made. And just for this simple reason that Sam Raimi is a wonderful director, one of my own personal favorite directors, and quite objectively, as far as his technique, as far as his filmmaking goes, as far as his writing goes, and his overall, work and talent, quite objectively, he is a talented man, a director and screenwriter who I think has made one of the best films, and I think that he is very, very successful, although not as famous as he could be. I think that Sam Raimi is a little bit overlooked, a little bit underrated. And secondly, as I already mentioned, all these things, all the aforementioned things, the combination of horror, the combination of fantasy, and of the comic book genre, only fits the character of Doctor Strange. And in addition to this, Sam Raimi has already had his personal experience with comic book movies. Him, of course, directing, as I said, the first 3 Spider-Man films. So I only say, let's hope that everything will be okay, that films will start to be made again, and that Sam Raimi will continue his work on Doctor Strange, because the character and the director both have huge potential, which I think shouldn't go unused and shouldn't go to waste. Now, tell me your own opinion. Do you think that the choice of Sam Raimi directing the Doctor Strange sequel is good, or maybe not? Or who do you think should direct or make the next Doctor Strange film? Or do you even like Doctor Strange? Have you ever read any Doctor Strange comic books, or have you only seen the film and the Avengers movie where Doctor Strange appeared? What is your take on it? Do you agree with me or not? Please do share your own opinion. And of course, do not forget to dislike the video if you don't like it, or like this video if you like it. Subscribe to this unimportant channel of an unimportant geek talking about unimportant things. And I will thank you now and say goodbye to you. I will see you in another video. Cheers.